for daily ask Reddit. r/ask Reddit. What did someone say that absolutely broke your heart? When my ex broke up with me for the last time. We were on and off for years and it always ended in a furious rage and tears. But the last time she calmly said goodbye, my friend and I knew it was different. I knew it was really over. I never heard from her again. When I was a teenager I had problems with acne, which my father would yell at me for. One time when I was washing my face outside the bathroom door I heard him angrily whisper to my mother, "She looks like shit, mom's name." This is why she'll never get a boyfriend. No guy wants to be with a girl who's ugly and disgusting. It's nowhere near the worst thing my father's ever said to / about me, but for some reason, that one destroyed me. My father was a gay man, but he tried to be straight. He ended up marrying my mother. It of course ended in divorce, but not on bad terms. My mom has never dated or had a boyfriend since then, 25 years, and to my knowledge no one has ever approached her in a romantic way before or after my dad. A few years before he died, my dad admitted to me that he always had love for my mom, but he was never in love with her. While I'm glad that my dad finally came out of the closet and lived his life as his true self, it broke my heart to hear he never romantically loved my mom. My mother is the sweetest, kindest, most humble soul on earth, and it makes me so sad that no one has ever been in love with her. She deserves a much happier life than the one she's lived. When my friend died from suicide, I emailed her dad. I was not an incredibly close friend of hers, we did not hang out, text frequently, etc. She was simply a classmate I was very close with during school. I keep in contact with her father because I think he needs to know that there were people out there who care. My heart broke once when he told me she talked about me after every production at my school. Although I stand in the background of all of them, my heart broke again when he told me he wanted me to tell him when they happen again so he can come see them with her again. No matter how well you learn Mandarin, you'll never be Chinese like us. Said to me by my friend in a playground in elementary school. I know that I can't change my race, but when all of my American-born but Chinese descendant friends would speak in Mandarin to each other, I felt excluded, so I tried to learn their language. I learned that day that language wasn't the barrier. This is the reason I would never move permanently to China. I have lived there before, and I loved everything. The lifestyle, the people, the food, the cities. I honestly love China. But I wouldn't move there, because no matter how much I get used to the culture, how well I'll learn the language, even if I could get a permanent resident permit, almost impossible to do so. I will always be a foreigner. If I had kids, they will always be treated as foreigners, even if they lived all their lives in China. Japan is the same. You could be born there and live your entire life there, but if you are not 100% Japanese, you are a foreigner. There are a couple documentaries on it. For a country that is facing a population decline crisis, they are going to have to amend their outlook right quick. Sorry, we need our privacy. I had just moved to the UK. This guy was so sweet to me, beautiful, caring. He was planning travels with me. I liked him a lot. All of a sudden he starts to become very busy and reply less and less. I asked him if we could meet. He invited me to this club where he would play at 2 AM for other reasons I'm not going to specify. It took me 4 hours of trains and buses to get to the club. After he finishes playing, I meet him. He looks at me with the most smiley, neutral, innocent face ever. I'm so glad you came. Me too. He starts playing with this girl. They speak and laugh. He puts his arm around her shoulders. He looks only at his friends and he says, "Sorry guys, we are leaving. We need our privacy." He left me alone in South London, Brixton, at 4 AM. Was only 3 months I had moved into the country. I still live in the UK and counting the days before my departure. That sentence banged for months and months into my head. I have no idea how people can be so cruel and look so naive. I don't think she's attractive, and her tits are way too small. I want a real woman, a beautiful woman, my first love about me to someone else. You gonna end up as a drug whore and prostitute. You are so damn ugly, but your sister is so beautiful. How is this even possible? He just got in a relationship with you because we had a bet. After I told him I like you a lot, he told me I like you enough. After I told him I love you, he said oof. It got awkward, so we switched topics, trying to find something non-painful to discuss. We talked about possible date ideas. I suggested a local venue known for its good scenery, and he said it was too cliche. And then we landed on discussing his ex-girlfriend and the fantastic non-cliche date they had watching Rocky Horror Picture Show in the cemetery. He also made sure to mention that she was a squirter. Like, cool. What a nightmare. We discussed that whole thing later on that day, and he got mad because he felt like he was being punished for having feelings. And then went on to say he couldn't feel love like normal people because he wasn't wired that way. We almost broke up so many times because of shit like that, and I'm so glad it's over now, but I still get mad when I think about it. I'm working on moving on, but hot damn what a mess.